displays. Kind of on round 2 right now. Round 3, I kind of kept you guys out of some of the larger work I was doing here. So we're gonna take a look at that here in a second. These holiday displays that we're doing, they are cutouts of I've got different deer and some pine trees. They're backlit displays. This really is the second phase of this where we had worked through and done the cutouts with a projector. If you go look on the channel, there is a quick little demonstration, kind of what that looks like there. I think I streamed for like an hour. We're lining everything out so you can see that. I'll show you my projector that I got off of Amazon here in a second to project the, the outlines, which we carved, we stenciled out. Then I cut them out with my jigsaw. I just finished up the last, I'd say round 1 of them. I want to get a few of them out, built, the displays kind of set up, and then be able to plan against my house, because I really don't know how it's going to look. So yeah, my name is Ryan. I typically am in my garden, my greenhouse, out in the yard doing stuff. It's the time of year we're going to be working on stuff in and around for the holidays. So that's what we're doing here. All right, so without further ado, I should probably show you guys the cutouts that I had. Got these here. The cutouts that we had and that we're doing for our holiday display. I think it's probably helpful for you guys to see that. But first, so we got our cutouts that we have here. So right, so this is like the first one that we did, pine tree. We'll have set up over here. Gotta put this in the back so you guys can see a little bit. But we're gonna be painting these today. That's why I say it's a chill stream. We're gonna be painting these. I gotta get the one side done, then we'll move over to the other side. It's the usual stuff, right? Additional pine tree here. You can see this. Just kind of set these up here. Now, what these are going to be designed, they are going to be designed to where they're going to be offset from the house and they're backlit. So that's kind of the bigger piece here. So when we're looking at these trees back here, they're actually going to be stepped off of between 4 and 6 inches away from the house to allow for that, getting that offset and that backlighting to happen, right? So we got our deer here, right? Got our buck. Opening day of rifle season was yesterday. So we got these guys here. Just place this here, I think. Just kind of have them back here so they're in the shot a little bit so we're gonna be laying everything out and kind of painting here a little bit. So you can see where I've got the pine trees. Can't really see the deer there too well, but it's there. And so that's the buck. We've also got some does here that we cut out. You guys can see here. So we got our does, right? They've even alerted. See, I got the little spiky tail on here. So this will be done. This, again, we're gonna be painting all of these white today. That's really the idea. Again, got to get the first coat on. And I'll be able to kind of show you guys a little bit better here, the whole kind of how this all comes together now because I'll have enough of these out so that we can kind of see what we're doing. You know what I mean? So, and then the last one of the set for now, I may come up with something else, but we got the smaller trees too. So, the idea, so we're back here, you guys can see, right? So we have a deer out, right? And I can put in front of it and also have it backlit. We're gonna have these separately, right? And they're all gonna be kind of connected in their own different little ways. So I got some taller trees, you can see in the back there, plus the bucks as well. So you guys can see, I'll bring this one up here so you guys can see this a little better, just the example. So we've got our buck here, right, that we did. We cut this guy out, got it set, and then I'll be able to have trees in front of it to give it like a little when they're backlit, and they're gonna be backlit once they're painted, everything is dried. We're gonna come through with these lights, and I got them on sale with the redhead. So we're gonna have these on the back, right? See how they're blue and white? So we're gonna have blue and white as for backlighting, which is gonna match the other theme that I have around the house. These are cheap. It's like $3 per. We'll have this on there, be backlit, set up, and it's gonna look great, guys. So really excited to get this rolling and get this done and get it out there after Thanksgiving. We are not a Christmas display until after Thanksgiving, family. so which is good. So the other thing I want to show you guys too is when we were the way that we did our cutouts for these two, right? When we did this, let me bring one up here so you guys can see it. I think it's important. We'll bring the buck up here. So there's a couple things. One, I can't freehand anything. I'm a terrible drawer. Like me and art just doesn't go well, right? So we got our buck here, right? Well, what I did is I went to went down and found like line drawings of, again, of a deer, right? The buck here, the doe, the pine trees, and everything. Hey, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it, everybody. And what I did is I projected it. I came out here in the evening, as you saw, if you look at our other ones, used my projector to put the outline on this plywood, which is, it's 1/4 inch plywood. It's OSB. It's really, really thin stuff, which is what I wanted. I wanted anything too heavy because it's also going to be attached to my house, you know. But we use this TMY. I know it's backwards for you guys, but it's TMY. I know it says YMT, but it's TMY. Hey, what's happening, Rift Juice? Welcome. Use this projector, and what I got is this cable, which is USB-C to HDMI, all right? And what happens when you plug this into your phone and you plug this into this, you have the option to mirror your display, right? And that's what I did, is I just mirrored the display through this cable, and then I just changed the source, and there we go. We're able to just project this out and get this all set to be carved out. So, like I said, this is one of, I've got a bunch we got to do, because we're going to do the front of my house plus the along the fence line as well on the main road. So it's, trying to think the full length there. It's almost 240 linear feet between this part of the house and then along my fence line too. So it'll look nice. And I've got plenty. As you can see here, I've got the basics for one scene here. I've got the basics for another scene over here. So we're just going to be building these things out. Yeah, exactly. Christmas. I mean, holiday decorations. Yeah, Christmas decorations. 100%. That's what it's for. So we're gonna be painting these guys white, at least starting that today. Yeah, I've got about an hour and 20 minutes of time here before I have to go. I have an appointment in the next town over. I got to go look at a building I might be buying. So got to get that there. So it's good to see everybody. Hey, do me a favor. When you guys hop on here, let us know where you're from. I'm here currently in Northern Michigan. My name is Ryan. It's just always kind of nice to know where folks are from. So we're just going to lay down these old blankets or these old sheets as a drop cloth. And then we're going to start painting everything up here so you guys can see what we're working on. So in Colorado, awesome. Awesome. Well, like I say, this is a little different stream than I normally do. Like I said, we're normally out in the greenhouse or out in the garden doing stuff. But again, we also do stuff in and around the, in and around the property. Oh, Barbara, hey, what's happening over in Connecticut? Living your best life. We love that. Oh, and you can tell it's been a minute since I've gotten this out of here. There we go. Stir stick painted on. And we're going to take a look at these kind of one by one and then get them painted up here. So, and then I did get my keyhole fasteners too. Let me show you those guys. We were talking about it last stream. I just kind of want to keep the conversation going about these here. So we got these in as well too. So these are the keyhole. Got the knife. Give her a knife. Open this up. And what this will allow us to do is, thank you very much for that. I don't usually get donations, so I will take that. Thank you. And again, obviously donations are always accepted. We love those. Best ways to support the channel. If you go, there's a link down in the description. Is link down in the description for like the store if you want to get stuff here. And then we're going to remove. There goes that. And awesome. Thank you. And but also subscribing and make sure you hit that thumbs up. We love every bit about that. So there we go. So this is when I was talking about the keyhole hardware, right? So what'll end up happening here is on the house, I'm going to have screws that are going to be into the house, right? Along some of the windows, right? Different frames that I'm going to have here. We're going to have some screws on there, and then we're going to use this, right? Screw just Actually, it'll be this way. Where'd it go? Blink. Be this way. Right, screw pops on, locks into place, right? And that's what we want to have for there. So that way I don't have to, I can basically install it one time, and then every year I can just pop it off, store it, and then go to the other spot. So that's the idea, folks. You get a few more of these sheets out and do that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. We had some really good conversation the other night. I don't normally do like an evening stream, but I had to have it dark in here. So we were out in the evening, and there's a whole new crew of folks that came in. It was pretty wild. We were doing some fun stuff as far as, you know, figuring out what the heck Ryan was doing, how this was going to work and everything. So we're just really setting this piece up now. Let's go over here a little bit so I can stay in frame, right? Got to stay in frame. All right, let's get this piece set up. So we are just going to be lining this with some dull aluminum foil here. And then we're going to get our paint in here and start painting. Yeah, we're not just looking to extend the usable life of this thing, not to keep it free of paint. I know that's next to impossible. But we'll do what we can here to try to help. There you go. So I don't know. So on an unrelated note, have you guys? Hey, welcome. Good to have you on here. Any of you guys caught that new show, Pluribus, on Apple? I finally saw it the other day. Caught a couple of the episodes. You know, not sure if you guys have seen it or not or anything. It's a good premise. I just don't know if it's going to hold up but I trust the guy. You know, obviously the producer. They've got a history. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. All that being said, I will definitely, you know, give this a try because again, it's from the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, right? So the individual knows what they're doing. He obviously knows how to make long-running shows, but that was an interesting premise. I started guessing some stuff about what was going to happen next for shock value. That's always like a red flag for me. Like, uh-oh, maybe this all they have is, you know, surprises to catch people up. All right, so again, what we're working on here, I'm going to bring these over so you can see this. You can see in the background, kind of got those cutouts. We're going to be painting those today. Got a whole bunch of them here. I think I got like close to 15 to 18 different cutouts that we're going to be painting up here. And again, there's no real like stress on this. There's one thing we don't do on this channel, by the way, is we don't stress. I cannot overstate that enough. We don't worry about stuff here. So end of the day, it's going to be white paint on here. All right. So again, just kind of show you what we're working with here. So we're going to start, and I'll kind of get here. We're going to start by painting up our dough, get our dough down. And it's really simple. We're just going to come along and slap paint on this. Again, this is, we're talking about, these are going to be done for relief and like saying backlit. They're going to have some bright light around the back side of them here that are really going to keep them from, you know, during the night. Obviously, nobody's going to be able to see this stuff, right? But it'll be backlit with white and blue lights. So we're not too concerned. We want it to look nice, but yeah, you know, it's going to be okay no matter what we do. Now, I originally got the inspiration from this from a TikTok I saw a couple of years ago, and there's a YouTube channel that I went and try to do this over here. You guys see that okay? Trying to make sure you guys can kind of, you know, kind of looking like we've got, what is this? What's the phrase I'm using for here? Sugar cookies, right? But when I saw this, I was like, man, that'll look pretty nice on my property because I got the right property for it. Yeah, I think one more big one here. There you go. Yeah, look at that. It was meant to be, folks. It was meant to be. All right. Get this covered up. Trying not to get any paint on my garage floor. Do the best I can, and I get it. So with that, everyone, again, appreciate everybody who's watching. Again, my name is Ryan. We're working on Christmas displays at the moment. Holiday displays. And we're currently in the process. We're like on phase 2 of this right now, where we're going to be going through this and painting these up. Okay, so real simple stuff. So again, appreciate everybody who's hitting the thumbs up. If you know anyone who might be interested in learning more about garden work, yard work, likes watching, old grandpa dude just kind of hanging out on a stream, doing stuff, be sure to share this with them. The thumbs up, and they always help the algorithm. So thank you very much for that. And if I haven't earned your subscription, hopefully when you're watching me throw paint on this, it's going to inspire you to subscribe. We're inching closer to 2,000, so every subscription helps. So thank you for that. What's going on here? Is this one? Okay, none of these guys want to shrink up on me here. What's going on? No, I guess this is gonna be long. No worry. All right. So again, so the paint we're using here is, I know it's backwards for y'all, but this is from where'd I get this from? Home Depot. So this is barn paint. It's exterior white paint. It's it's really good for this type of stuff here, and it's 24 bucks a can. So it's one of those ones, like, it goes a long way too. I think I'm gonna be using a bunch here, obviously. And we'll start at the back and kind of work our way to the front here. So yeah, we're just looking to get a coat on here, guys. We're not overthinking this. Somewhere on like one of the professional Etsy channels and everything, I'm sure they're probably like, you want to make sure you remove the lint. Remove the lint from your roller beforehand, because you don't want to have a spare fuzzy on your, show up. So we do this and probably break out all the duct tape and blah, blah, blah for stuff that's really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But I like this stuff because it coats really, really well. I've used this on a couple outdoor projects on the veggie stand that I built. We used this out there and it worked really, really well. So that's why I'm reusing it. So I had extra left over, but that's why we're using it again here. This stuff coats really well, as you can see. It just boop, pops right on there. Again, I'm up here in Northern Michigan, so, oh, thank you. I don't have any politics to push, so feel free to sub all you want, Mitch. Yeah, that'd be weird. Mitch, do you see a lot of people pushing politics on basically, I don't know, I guess we'll call this woodworking or a DIY channel? I'm just curious. I'm not judging or anything. I don't know. So yeah, we don't do politics on the channel. We're here to chill, man. I'm assuming man with a name like Mitch. Yeah, we don't do politics here. We do gardening. The only factions we have are the people who are pro tillage versus those people who are no tillage in the garden. And those are some spirited debates that go on there, for sure. That's about it. We're all about positive vibes and just kind of chilling around this joint. But thank you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good point. I know. So just to be clear, I'm an elected official in my hometown here. I'm on the village council, I'm on the school board, but those are nonpartisan positions intentionally. Like there's no parties attached. So, and frankly, I've never really understood that anyway, especially partisan for like school board. Man, we're there to take care of the kids. Like, it's not a very difficult conversations to have. So, but anyways, I digress. Yeah, it does seem a little weird to talk about that. But anyway, so this is back to this. So this is 1/4 inch OSB. So that's plywood that I have out here. And I went with this really light stuff because I don't, my biggest concern is just going to be, I don't want to have a bunch of weight on the house when I attach these, when they're set off. And also, if there's any issues with it, it's easy to move around. It's just 1/4 inch. It's a lot lighter, stuff like that. So, So, hey, welcome, Dane. So these are That's kind of what we're working through here. So we're obviously in the process of painting here, not obvious, but we're in the process of painting these. These are some holiday displays that I'm putting together here. Again, these are the trees. I've got some deer. We got a few other, all sorts of stuff here that we're kind of working with. So we're in the process of painting. And what these are is I've already cut these out. So when we cut these out, I'm trying to think here, we're going to have them basically set off away from the house. Like that's it. So we're now set off from the house and we're going to be backlit. So I've got blue and white Christmas lights we're going to put behind it. So it'll be, how do I want to say this here? It's in relief. So we're going to end up with like these 3-dimensional scenes. I keep forgetting to put the link because I found a link to a YouTube video where they did this exact same thing to be able to just, so you guys could see it. Once it's up and you guys, as I have these and I'm able to have these lit, it's a lot cleaner and clearer what I'm doing. Like I said, I saw this on a YouTube or a TikTok a couple years ago. So I've just kind of had this in my hip pocket waiting for the right year to do this. And it'll be in this year, Thank you. Yeah, no, I thank you. I'm really happy with the way they came out. We just used a projector, which we were looking at earlier, and projected these images onto the OSB, and then I just used obviously carved around them and then, or traced them and then carved around it. So yeah, they're going to stay all white. And on the back end on the other side, they're going to have lights. So what ends up happening is you get this lit outline, and this is all in relief. So yeah, like that's the idea. You paint them white and then you have lights behind them and then it's backlit. So it has this really cool like effect where, again, where it's just that outline. It looks pretty sharp, but all white. So simple, cheap, inexpensive paint. Honestly, the most expensive parts to this is if you don't have the tools, obviously, it's going to be that piece. But it's, the OSB is about $12. It's $12 a board. So you want to maximize that. And then, the paint is $24 for one right there. So yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, if you subscribe, you'll see, when we're putting them up, I'll probably be doing once I get them up, we'll do a live stream to kind of walk you guys through it so folks can see it. And I'll be posting to the community tab as well on my, on the YouTube page with, pictures and everything else, just so people can stay up to speed on what we're doing here. All right. So once these get done, do I have another? I'm going to basically set these up on another, let these guys go for a second, but I'm going to move them so I can get I've got a whole other set of them. I've got to do multiple sets, to be honest. I mean, this whole thing, I'm probably going to have close to 20 of these cutouts would be my guess. Maybe 20, 15. Just so I can because I've got a link that I have to do here. But I wanted to make sure I didn't want to cut myself short, you know what I mean? Like I actually want to have it cover the entire fence line and everything else. So we're going to do both sides of these are going to get paint along with the edges. So it's one of those things where, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Just to make sure that these are as weatherproof as I can. I think I may just lean these up over here. I think I have, there we go. We'll just do this. I've got all my scrap cuts over here. I can just kind of place these down to try to keep as much of the paint off as I can. Better. Yeah, this is where I want to have you guys be able to see them too when they're like this. There you go. I think that'll be all right. So we're just going to place these up, see what we're working with. So you can see our deer, how nice that pops, right? So even during the daytime against my gray house, this is going to pop really nicely. And then during the evening when it's backlit, it's doing its thing. Hopefully you guys are starting to see the vision on this. I think it's gonna be pretty cool when it's all done. I know it's gonna be pretty cool when it's all done because I've seen them all done. So same thing, a little pine tree. I think it's gonna look pretty sharp. There's that. Let's get this big pine tree here. All right. Place that there. Try to place it up just a little bit. It's a lot of pressure on that, on the tree trunk here. You can see him here. Yeah, I think, and then we'll take a look at the buck here in a second. I think that one looks is gonna probably really gonna pop, and I think you guys will definitely get what we're talking about there. Can I put it? Let's do it right here. Okay. And the last one here's this buck. You can see this guy here. So hopefully that really helps. Now that it's got the white on there, you can really see just how much this is going to pop, especially if it's against the house. And this is even without having any lights on the back or anything. So yep, so that's the idea. You know, I'm not a big fan, and I've said this for a while for folks that have, you know, I'm not a big fan of like the blow up stuff in the yard. Is if it's your thing, it's your yard, you do you, you know. But I like to be able to build, you know, I like to have stuff that's more in line with, I mean, different per se, but things that I've made myself. So, all right, so a couple things show you here also. Reason that I like to use the 1/4 inch like plywood here. So I made a mistake and this leg broke off. You can't really tell, but you can see all I did was real quick, this piece just patched with a couple little screws and another piece here. It's no biggie right here, you know what I mean? So, all right. It's just, you know, it's just a lot of fun. I don't know about a man doing stuff these days, but you know, I just enjoy these things. It's one of my favorite parts about owning a home and just being out kind of doing stuff, you know. Plus the other thing too, I'm in like a very depressed area of Michigan, and I just like to have nice stuff out for folks too. You know what I mean? I tried stick trees and like like crap, that's too funny. Yeah, I'm sure you learned something though while you were doing it though, right? That's probably the bigger piece. And again, you guys can just see the difference. Like we got another buck here. You know, it's going to be doing its thing. So let's put this guy right here. And like I said, it's the first day, or it's the second day of hunting season. So we've got folks out there. It sounded like Vietnam this morning. Yeah, they were shooting up a storm, to say the least. All right, so got this guy here. So like I said, we're gonna get this stuff painted, set it up, give that other stuff a chance to kind of cure a little bit. So like right now, if we look at this, I'm in, here, lift this up a little bit, you guys can see. So I'm not kind of leaning over here. I'm in this part of Michigan right here. Actually, this part right here, near Leadington on the West Shore here. So yeah, we're getting ready for the holidays. Yeah, 100%. I was already talking to my mom a little bit about Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, we're going to put all of our Christmas stuff out. We don't do Christmas stuff out early. We're wait for Thanksgiving and whatnot. So Colorado, yeah, heck yeah. So anyways, as I was mentioning, I'm not one of those guys that like really likes to blow up things on over there. From Utah, awesome, love it. You know, I'm one of those individuals that really just more cares about getting that it's quality. Like I don't say quality, but it fits, right? A lot of the times when you buy stuff at the store, especially when it comes to like these holiday type stuff. So these holiday different things here, somebody else somewhere else engineered it and did it to look what they thought it should look like, and you've got to fit it into their idea. This stuff here, you get to make it all yourself. So Massachusetts. All right. Welcome. Good to have you on here. My name is Ryan. We're working on holiday displays. Ugh. We cut them out a couple, actually I finished cutting them out just this last set just this morning. Wasn't gonna go live when I'm running the jigsaw. I don't need anybody calling OSHA on me. So you know, you sure as hell know that wasn't the safest way to. I try to be safe, but end of the day, sometimes you just gotta make some cuts somewhere. You know what I mean? But we finished those up, and so now we're just working on painting these things up here. And again, this is the paint going to be both sides, and the paint obviously is for protection, but it's not too big of a deal because we're working on these are going to be backlit. So we got this nice barn white, which is a nice, got a little shine to it, but mostly it's just matte. And we drop the blue and white lights on the back here. This thing's really going to pop. So, and again, for my area around here, I just like to provide, I always try to do some nice Christmas displays and different displays out there as well, just to brighten it up a little bit, everything. So Kentucky, since October 1st, I know people starting so early. I think folks just want to have something nice out there. My mom, she started really early this year. She normally doesn't have her stuff up this early, but she decided to get her done. I think there's a lot of people that are also doing it now just because it's a little bit warmer out. I think some folks just want to get all this done instead of doing it out in the cold. National Lampoon Christmas Vacation style, right? Clark W. Griswold up there with 25,000 twinkle lights, freezing. I don't think that's what people want. So, and like I say, we'll have a stream where I get together and we're going to be putting my when we put these out, but we're also going to have a stream. Hey, everybody, welcome. So again, when you hop in the chat, please let us know where you're from. My name is Ryan. I'm in Northern Michigan. We're just working on our, as you can see back here, really starting to come together a little bit. So our holiday displays is really what I'm working on here. And so just kind of talking through those at the moment. So yeah, so if you can, please hit the thumbs up. Hopefully I earn your subscription, but the thumbs up definitely helps the algorithm, pushes me out to more folks here. And a lot of good stuff there. So we got Florida, we got Wales, got some Welsh folks on here. We got people all over the US. Where's my Aussies at? Normally I got some Aussies on here. You got some Aussies or some Kiwis normally are hopping on the stream this time of day. Surprised I haven't heard from them yet. So again, these are just getting painted with a barn white that I got from Home Depot. It's kind of hard to see it over there. That was going to be great. Getting a nice little coating on here. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Got Wells. Woo. Got Arizona. Got Lakeland, Florida. I saw. Cool, folks. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, I hadn't been doing as many of these live streams, until recently. I think in October, I just kind of said, I'm just going to start streaming to folks here on this. I've been doing more, business type, my business videos. I've got a different channel for that now. I've just made this channel exclusively easygoing growers so we can focus on yard work and garden and all the other stuff there. So. I appreciate you saying I'm creative. What I would like to say rather than creative is that I'm really good at stealing other people's ideas, the creative people's ideas, and executing on those. Because that's 100% this. As my grandpa used to say, the best ideas are stolen twice. And I definitely stole the idea of this from a TikTok that I saw. But it's, nice little simple thing here. Looks pretty, okay, there we go. I'm creative. I'm creative in my art theft. There we go. Let's go with that. How about that? Although, again, if I knew who to credit it to, it's been a couple of years since I saw the TikTok, I did see it. There is a YouTube video of this that's out there. I should have linked it in the, should have linked it. But if you search for like backlit Christmas displays, you know, DIY, you can find it pretty quick. It's right there. Done by it's a blonde lady and her family. I don't remember all the details of it. All right, cool. So there's that side. Man, am I ever quick at, I'm such an efficient painter. Yeah, everything's remanaged on stuff like that, so. All right, so let's see here. We're gonna get these picked up and kind of move them out of the way. This stuff should not be, this stuff should still be pretty tacky. Yeah. Pretty tacky right there, which is fine. We're gonna leave these here. Then, so part of this, guys, is got to have a conversation now is thinking about, okay, my setup that I have, right? So again, to show you guys, you'll be able to see this now a little bit better. So we got our deer here, and I'm going to have some trees. Everyone's going to be offset a little bit. So it'll be a 3-dimensional like scene. So part of this is going to be, while I'm building this out, is going to be figuring out, okay, what do I want to have for the scene? Because I'm intentionally limiting myself to really just 4 different pieces. I've got the large pine tree, I've got the small pine tree, I've got the buck, and then I've got the doe. You can see them all back here. But you know, let me bring this here. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, whoops, those nips. What I think I'm going to have is basically the scenes are going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to have a large pine tree in the back, right? And then we're going to have a deer somewhere in front of it with another small pine tree somewhere else, like this. And then I'll have the buck by itself with a large pine tree. And I'm going to just be scattering it around the house and also along the fence line. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. I think it's going to be good. I got to give this a chance to actually, I got to straighten up a little bit because I got to go. I've got a meeting. This went faster than I thought it was going to be. I'm a much quicker painter than I expected to be. So let me walk you guys through what the last little, like the next phase after I paint these again, because I got to let these cure. So we're going to use this as imagination time here. All right, because I can show you on one of these little pine trees. Thank you. All right, so thank you everybody. I appreciate that. Nothing too crazy, but we're gonna use this little pine tree. Actually, I'm gonna grab this guy because those guys are still pretty wet. Come on, give it up, There we go. All right, so we're gonna imagine this is so here's my pine tree, right? So on the back of this, we're gonna have Christmas lights, blue and white lights all the way around the outside here, right? So that's gonna light up, right? And have this here, so it'll be lit up. And then what we're gonna do is use, this is just a pack of pencils, but we're gonna take a 2x4 of this different sides here and put it on the back side here, all right? And what's gonna happen is this piece over here will attach to the house, kind of like this. And so what ends up happening is that it creates that offset in that little 3D. So, hey guys, listen, let's not fight in the chat today. Come on, guys. No need to fight in the chat here, folks. So with that, we'll have different lengths on those. So there'll be like one will just be like a 2-inch standoff, 2-inch standoff, a 4-inch, and a 6-inch, right, in different areas. And then depending on where I have them at, so if they're like, I'm gonna have some like, I have a little, what's it over here? I have a little orchard on the side of my house. So what we're gonna do is I will have like stakes in the ground rather than attached to the house, but they'll still be backlit. You'll still be able to see it because it'll have that ring all the way around it. So a different spot there. So, all right. Well, there's that. I got to get ready. I have to go do my walkthrough. Real quick stream today, guys, because I want to be able to see it. But hopefully you guys are really starting to see how this is going to come together. Let's go for a little walk here. I'm going to flip this around for you guys. so you can really see how this is going to come together. Hopefully that helps. And you just how much they do stand out, and you're able to make this out. Okay. So, hey, thanks, Renee H. I appreciate that. Renee H is my wife, by the way, guys. That's the redhead when you hear me talk about her. So anyways, these have to dry, so I got to get this part done here. Once these dry, then it's just flip them over to the other side and go from there. Okay, so with that, if you want to continue to track the progress of how this is going, be sure to subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm coming live here. And you can see how we are continuing to move on with our outdoor Christmas lights. The other thing too, folks, here, just we will have another stream where I'm going to be setting up all of this along with my other Christmas displays, which I built. And I think you'll like it. So with that, take care, guys. We'll see you next time.